Shocking. Controversial. Disgusting. Repulsing. Those are all the best buzzwords to describe horror movies, and people fall for that shit every time. But what if those weren't just buzzwords and there actually was a movie that kinda lives up to all those descriptions? Well, I can tell you this movie that I'm about to give my opinions here gets probably closer to those words than any other movie I've ever seen. Ooh, whoops. Forgot my Blade Runner lights. As you probably read from the title of this video or from my shirt, we're about to talk about A Serbian Film.
Bravo, bravo.
Now, if you don't know Serbian Film before this video, I'm sorry, but if you do, still I'm sorry. A Serbian Film came out around 2010 and I saw it around there for the first time and yeah, that was the time when me and my girlfriend still watched a lot of movies together and I figured, it's probably overhyped horror film and I put it on and we watched it with my girlfriend and I think that's about the time when she didn't really want to watch movies with me anymore. Could be. And when it comes to A Serbian Film, I only pretty much remember the first time I watched it, all the shocking stuff and not much else. I couldn't really tell you if it was actually a good movie or not. The shocking stuff is so goddamn shocking that it kind of drowns out the rest of the movie. But as time went by, I always had that in the back of my mind, was it really as bad as I remember? I mean, shocking, not bad, but, shocking. When it comes to all the sick shit that happened in this movie, and there's quite a bit of that sick shit. So I've actually been hunting for this movie for a few years now, and it's really hard to find for good price, because I have this is the 3-disc uncut edition. I didn't want the, censored version or cut version, because when it comes to this movie, that's kind of like, if you watch the censored version, it's kind of like setting a cow on fire, but not having sex with it before that, because, if you're gonna do some sick shit like that, well, you might as well go all the way, so I don't really see any point watching the censored version. This is one of those movies you watch to test your limits, and yeah, there's just no point if you lower the bar of the movie. So I actually haven't seen the cut version from what I know, because the first time I watched it, well, let's just say I didn't have the DVD or the Blu-ray back then, and I don't think I had any streaming services either. And talking about streaming services, I don't think any streaming service actually shows this movie. Anyway, so because this is the 3-disc uncut edition, this is the Nordic edition, it's all in Swedish behind here. This is, I believe this is kind of small batch that they printed out, so it's rare, and the price has always been between like 100 to 150 euros or something like that. Yeah, I really didn't want to pay that. That's pretty pricey. I did find this, it was 80 euros, which is still really fucking high for a movie, but this is one of those cult classics. Even if you're not really into this, but if you're a collector, it's kind of a neat thing to have in your shelf, just because of the status of this movie overall. But yeah, this one has Blu-ray, DVD, and compact disc, if you want to listen to the soundtrack afterwards. Now, I gotta be honest, I wasn't really feeling the soundtrack. It was, it's a Serbian film, so the soundtrack was kind of that Eastern European techno dance, some type of machine-made music, where someone's just pressing the buttons and it makes sound. So I'm not really that into that type of music, but it did kind of fit the atmosphere of this movie, so yeah, but it's just not soundtrack I'd listen to without the movie. Oh, the DVD version is actually apparently censored, because that's only 1 hour and 39 minutes, but the Blu-ray version, which I watched, is 1 hour and 44 minutes, so I'm guessing you get both in this. That's kind of cool if you want to watch it, twice. Anyway, I might as well show you what's inside here. There's nothing except the discs, but since I'm showing this, I got this plastic around it, which is good, because it is still rare and expensive for a movie, so gotta take good care of this. But yeah, if you open this, shit, I didn't think this through. Not sure if I can show this. Well, there's a nipple, so I'll just cover that. That's what the inside looks like. There are some, as you can see, not very nice pictures, and I'm trying to cover the nipple from the girl, so that's the Blu-ray. Here's the DVD version. Oh, I'm not really sure if I can show a lot of clips from this movie, kinda sucks. And the compact disc is actually under this, right here. That's the soundtrack, if you want to listen to all those tunes from Eastern Europe. all those techno dance shit. Cool package. I do like the cover though. I think this is really cool, you know. There's the serious face of the main character, who is Milos, who is ex-porn star, and then there's like this tear and his face is red, and well, let's just say that's from one of the scenes in this movie, and he's doing some fucking. This movie was directed by a director I don't really know anything else about except this movie, and I did watch an interview that was on the extras here. Yeah, that does sound like an Eastern European name. It's all consonants. Serbian Spasojevic? I think it's Serbian Spasojevic. It's that guy. I don't know any of the actors. I'm guessing here are some of the names. I don't know if that's the main character, but Sergei Trifunovic. So anyway, might as well go over what's happening in that movie, what the whole plot is. Well, the main character's name is Milos, and he's an ex-porn star who's retired early. But turns out money is kind of tight. So there's this guy called Vukmir, who is this kind of a weird, apparently rich guy. Eccentric. I'm not really sure if that's the right word to describe him, but that's the word that comes to my mind when I think about him. Eccentric. Kind of a idealist. He has a vision, and he really wants to make that vision come true. Milos has a family, wife Maria, and a son, Petar. Not Peter, but Petar. Petar.
PETA.
What?
PETA is an acronym, PETA.
No, I'm not. I'm Catholic.
So yeah, as they're running low on money, Vukmir offers Milos a contract to do one more porn film. There's really no details, but it pays good. It's just come to this place and do what's instructed, and that's how it goes forward. Not suspicious at all. Throughout the movie they show quite a bit of Milos's old porn movies, so there's gonna be some of that they're in too, so yeah. And the reason they really want Milos is cause, well, he was the king when it comes to porn. I mean, he had I can't show you, but it wasn't a dick. No, it was one of those battering rams you use to breach castle walls or doors. Basically, it's a fucking huge log. And apparently Milos had the ability to have sex as long as he wanted and come, whenever he wanted. I don't know how that fucking works. After 3 minutes, and that counts taking off your clothes, I don't see how any mortal man could, carry on forward after that point. It's impossible. I think that's actually proven by science, so 3 minutes is best you can get. So anyway, after signing the contracts and all, it's time for Milos's first scene, and he gets a message, and he goes to I think it was orphanage, and this is the mildest scene pretty much. So he gets there, and there's a dude who's just following him. He's some kind of guard. He had a camera, if I remember correctly. It's been probably like months since I watched that actually. I've been trying to do this review, but I've had shit to do. I've been sick, and I've had the cough and all that, so details may be a little hazy. But he goes into the orphanage, and then there's a TV screen. Only thing he pretty much has to do is just stand there, and the woman's giving him a blowjob. But at the same time, on the TV screen, there's some apparently orphan kid eating ice cream. Technically not yet illegal, but really fucking creepy. That's like the mildest thing in this movie, and it gets a lot worse towards the end. But right during that first scene, Milos kind of starts to sniff out that something ain't right here, The hell are we doing here? Because even though he's porn star, he's still, he does have like moral values and all that. He seems like the most regular guy ever in movies. He's just like regular citizen who just happens to have a really big penis and did porn. But other than that, he doesn't seem like he's a good guy or a bad guy. He's just a guy who's had an interesting career. He does seem kinda slimy at times, but not like a straight up bad guy or anything. He's just more like awkward, especially the scenes where he's explaining his kid. What was he, like 10 or something? I don't remember, but the movie actually starts with the kid finding his dad's porn and watching it. Dad's just like, well, when I was his age, I saw my first porn too, so fuck it. And then he tries to explain the stuff, because the kid's asking all weird and really uncomfortable questions, like when he watched that porn, he felt like there were little wheels going in his pants, what does that mean? And there's just no comfortable way of talking about that stuff to a kid. So this movie, it does it in one way. I don't think it's the best way, but then again, what is? Fuck that. I never want to explain those things to any kid. Thank God our cats are neutered. I don't have to explain those to them either. So anyway, after the orphanage, things just kind of escalate during this movie and the scenes get harder. Milos doesn't actually really do a lot of scenes out of his own choice. Let's just say that. He gets drugged at some point and then he just wakes up, doesn't really know what the fuck's going on, and then he finds these tapes. That's kind of big part of this movie when he's just watching those little tapes at woods. He's just, sitting in woods and putting the tapes into camcorders or, video camera he has and watching those tapes, and that's where you see most of the sick stuff that's happened here, because he's been drugged all the time. They gave him like something that makes him kind of sex crazy, but also really aggressive. I'm not sure. It sounds realistic when they explain it and shit, so but the actions, they vile. They're disgusting. This movie, like I said, is one of those that you watch when you want to test your limits. I mean, I think this movie actually created the genre of newborn porn. It's as bad as you think it is. That's okay. I bought this shirt like a few months ago. I love the shirt. I remember that one scene. That's why I bought it, because I thought this was kind of funny. It's really sick and vile, but it's kind of funny. It says, "I like a Serbian film, so fuck you and your baby." That's where you kind of get the newborn porn. Let me tell you, that baby is fresh out of the oven. Well, there's a pregnant woman, and once the baby is out, I'll let you fill in the blanks. Weirdly though, I don't even know if that's the worst scene in this movie. It's a movie that really breaks all kinds of barriers when it comes to movie making. I mean, seriously, that is... I'd say that the story of this movie is actually kind of interesting. I mean, it's the age-old dilemma that people usually have, When you start running out of money, what are you willing to do to get more money? That's what a lot of people face. And this being Serbian film, and Serbia just had war like during the 90s, and it was really bloody from what all wars are probably really bloody, but people are still apparently kind of torn in that place. So director, I actually watched there was like 45 minutes interview on that from some movie festival, and the director said that this movie was kind of how he felt Serbian government was treating its citizens basically, and they're treating them like crap. I've also heard from other Serbian people like it's not like that and blah blah blah, but I'm guessing Serbia is a big country. I don't know anything about Serbia, so it might be that different places have different type of stuff happening, and I wouldn't be surprised. It never really ceases to amaze me how low people can go, so this kind of stuff actually does happen, where at some places they are making sex tapes that only few selected people can see. It's unfortunate, but it does happen. This movie felt like it takes direct shot at shit like that's happening, and it gives you kind of really raw image of what's happening. This is like taking your head and shoving your face right into all kinds of horrors that are happening. And it's still a movie, so it doesn't feel as bad as in real life, so we still have that comfort, because it is a movie we can just stop it and, not watch it if we don't wanna. So I do feel it's really effective kind of slap in the face when it comes to, this shit is happening. Even in Western countries, you always read about from the news, they found some sick shit, someone had a wife and 15 babies in a cellar, 20 years or something. That shit happens. So yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, the overall story of the movie, I do feel like it is actually good. It's relatable in that sense that, what are you willing to do for money? But then there are the shocking scenes that take it, well, they're shocking. And that's where a lot of people kind of fall off when they're watching this movie. That is really tough watch. I mean, even when I was watching that movie, I was kind of thinking to myself, fuck am I doing? Why am I watching this? And I didn't even feel that when I was watching Human Centipede 2. That was just gross shit, little shit. But this felt more realistic in a lot of ways. More personal in its approach to violence and sexual violence and all kinds of violence and all kinds of sex. I think the actors in this movie, they were alright for the most part. The guy who plays Milos, he was, like I said, just kind of regular guy who's put into a really bad situation. So, I think he did a good job playing that part he did, which couldn't have been easy. And then there's the Vukmir character. He's actually he's like the only one who didn't feel like as realistic, but he kind of brought in this movie the feel that it was actually a movie, he was way too into all that shit. Well, I'm guessing, if you're in that line of job, well, you gotta be kind of really into it, but he was just vile, sick, but he had a vision, and he really wanted to put that vision on camera. on film, whatever it takes, and it's a hard watch. And there's also a couple of other people in this too, you know. There's Milos has brother, who is just not a nice guy. He's just an asshole, and he was obsessed with Milos's wife. The wife was probably the only person I really liked in this movie, at least on some level. Maybe the son too, although he kind of made me uncomfortable with his wheels in his pants talks. That was no. Actually, screw that. I didn't like the son. Fuck the son. Oh. Not like in this movie. I mean, you know, the son, go away. I can't even say screw him, because shit. I really don't know what else to say about this movie, so I'm just gonna wrap this up. And when it comes to giving this movie a score, I gotta say I did like this, but it's not a movie that I'm gonna watch again and again and again. I might watch this again like 10 years from now, because I'm probably gonna go like, was it really that bad? It couldn't have been. And then I'm watching it and then I'm regretting it again. But yeah, other than that, I think there's something in this movie, but I don't recommend this movie to anyone. I'm not recommending this to anyone. If you want to test your limits, watch Human Centipede 2, and I don't even recommend that to anyone, but rather watch that than this. This is just no. If you're gonna go and watch this movie, that's on you. It's not on me. Screw you. Fuck you. Not in Serbian film way, but fuck you. Oh yeah, the score. I might go with 7 out of 10. It wasn't the best film, but I don't think it's a terrible film either. It's the shocking stuff that hits people, and that's why they say this is wild shit, you should never have done this, and yeah, it's 1 out of 10 and blah blah blah. But yeah, I'm just gonna go with 7 out of 10. I think it's a fine movie, but it's so repulsive at places that's gonna turn off people immediately. And of course, there's always the horror hounds who love this kind of stuff, no matter what, you know. The worse it is, the better it is for them. I am always drawn to movies when people say that this is the sickest shit ever. I always gotta see that myself, because I don't believe that, but this is like the first time I was like, they might have been right. Ew, 7 out of 10. Serbian Film. It's a movie that you probably shouldn't watch. Anyway, fuck off, and I'll fuck off, and we'll fuck back here. Not Serbian Film style though, but you know, when I upload more videos, we'll see here. So yeah, I'm just gonna go, and yeah, I gotta say, I'm happy with the shirt though. I think it fits, because I mean the text, I mean the shirt fits. I'm not too fat or too skinny, I'm just alright for the shirt. But I liked A Serbian Film, so fuck you and your baby. I liked it. I just didn't love it. Hard watch. Not hard like hard, but hard what? Oh, I feel just dirty making penis jokes during talking of this movie. I mean, I'm gonna go take a shower or something. Or get drunk.